Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into a specific passage from an ancient text, Genesis 8, verses 5 through 10.
hmm
Our goal is to see what surprising facts, what valuable insights we can pull out about, well, patience, maybe discernment, and finding hope when things feel really uncertain.
Yeah, and it's such a relevant theme. We're jumping in right after the floodwaters have peaked. They're starting to go down.
Right, the big event is over, but now what?
Exactly. And this isn't just Noah sitting around. We're going to see this um, really methodical, patient process he uses to figure out if new life is possible on Earth again.
So it's not just about waiting, it's about how you wait.
Precisely. There's practical wisdom here for navigating those, in-between times in our own lives.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning of this section, Genesis 8.5. It gives us the first hint of change. The waters continued to recede until the 10th month, and on the first day of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains became visible.
Yeah, picture that. After all that time, just seeing the peaks emerge.
It must have been incredible. But it's slow, right? It's not like the water just vanished overnight. It's gradual.
That's a key point, isn't it? The timeline itself tells a story. Significant change, recovery. It often happens slowly, step by step.
So the mountaintops aren't the end goal. They're
They're that first glimpse of hope, the very first sign after, well, a profoundly challenging time. It shows that clarity might not come all at once. It unfolds.
And then, even after seeing those peaks, Noah doesn't immediately fling open the doors. Genesis 8.6 says, after 40 days, Noah opened a window he had made in the ark. 40 days after seeing land.
Hmm. He waits.
What's going on there? Why the wait? And why 40 days specifically? That number often pops up.
It does. And in this context, 40 often carries the weight of a period of testing or preparation, maybe even purification.
Ah, okay.
So Noah seeing the mountains is one thing, but this 40-day period suggests, perhaps, a time of deliberate patience, not just enduring, but maybe reflecting, preparing. It's measured.
It's not a panicked reaction like land, let's go.
Definitely not. It's a very considered action after a significant pause. Shows remarkable patience.
Okay, so after that 40-day wait, he acts. Verse 7. He sent out a raven, and it kept flying back and forth until the water had dried up from the earth. And crucially, it seems the raven doesn't come back to the ark.
Right. Which might sound like good news at first, but we need to think about the raven itself.
What about it?
Well, ravens are scavengers. They're pretty hardy. They can survive on less than ideal things, floating debris, maybe even carcasses left from the flood.
So the raven flying back and forth and not returning might just mean...
It might just mean it found something to land on, something to eat. But that doesn't necessarily mean the Earth is truly ready for repopulation, for, clean new life to start.
Gotcha. It tells him something is out there, but not necessarily that it's habitable in the way he needs.
Exactly. It's part of his careful, step-by-step investigation. Test number 1 gives partial information.
So on to test number 2, verse 8. Then he sent out a dove to see if the water had receded from the surface of the ground. Why a dove this time? What's the difference?
Ah, the dove. That's quite a deliberate choice, contrasting with the raven. Doves, unlike ravens, look for clean, dry, stable places to land. They aren't scavengers in the same way.
So the dove is a better indicator of actual dry ground, a place you could, well, live.
A much more sensitive indicator for Noah's specific purpose, yes. He needs to know if there's a settled environment.
But what happens? Verse 9 tells us, but the dove could find nowhere to perch because there was water over all the surface of the earth, so it returned to Noah in the ark.
So the answer is still not yet. The sensitive indicator confirms it's not time.
And I find this next part really quite moving. It says, he reached out his hand and took the dove and brought it back to himself in the ark.
Yes, that image. It's so gentle, so protective.
It really is. There's no frustration apparent, just care.
It speaks volumes about his character, doesn't it? Care, patience, holding on to hope, even when the feedback is negative. It's a not yet, not a never.
And that connects so much to our own lives, waiting for something.
Absolutely. That experience of hoping, getting a not yet and having to choose how to respond.
Mm-hmm.
Do you despair, or do you, like Noah, gently bring that hope back in and wait again?
Which is exactly what he does. Verse 10. He waited 7 more days and again sent out the dove from the ark. Another specific waiting period. 7 days.
Another significant number.
What about 7?
Well, again, in the broader context of these texts, 7 often signifies completion, fullness, maybe even a divine cycle or rest. Think of the creation week.
Ah, right.
So Noah's willingness to wait another 7 days, it shows this trust. Trust in the process, trust in the timing, maybe trust in a divine rhythm. He keeps testing, keeps looking.
He doesn't give up after the first dove came back?
No, he persists, but patiently. It reinforces this whole idea that progress is often about, well, testing, waiting, and trusting the timing. It's not instant.
So, if we pull all these threads together now, the slow receding waters, seeing the peaks, the 40-day pause, the raven test, the dove test, the 7-day wait, what's the big picture here about patience and hope in uncertainty?
I think the big picture is that answers, especially after major upheaval, rarely come all at once. The waiting isn't empty.
Right, it's active.
It's presented as an active period of, you could say, faithfulness and careful discernment. Noah isn't just passive. He's testing, observing, deciding.
And he doesn't rush it. He waits for a clear signal.
Exactly. He waits for the right signal, the one that confirms true habitability. And importantly, while he's waiting and testing what's outside, he's actively caring for what's inside the ark.
That's a really important point. Managing the present while waiting for the future.
It's about being diligent and discerning right where you are, even when the ultimate outcome, the big answer, isn't clear yet.
We've definitely uncovered some deep lessons here. Patience isn't just waiting, it's active. Discernment requires careful testing. And hope. Well, hope persists even with setbacks, like bringing the dove back in.
It really does. And maybe that leads to a question for you, listening right now. Thinking about your own life, are there areas where you're in a kind of in-between time, a season of uncertainty? How can you practice that same kind of faithfulness Noah showed? That active care for what's important right now, combined with that patient discernment while you wait for more clarity, much like Noah did in the ark?
That's a powerful question to reflect on. How do you navigate your own ark moments? Take that with you. Think about Noah's journey in these few verses, his measured steps, his care, his persistence. How might that apply to you?
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Keep exploring these details. Keep asking questions. That's where the real insights often lie.